we want to dig in a little bit on backpacks because even though I've been talking about, we'll do the dental tech here in just a second. Super excited about that. But Erin, my backpack I bought, I'm going to say I've been out 10 years, I bought it 2 years before that. So 12 years old. I've literally taken it all around the world with me. It's a Swiss, it's one of the Swiss, I forget the brand name, pockets everywhere. I mean, it's been an awesome backpack, but the handle is starting to tear. It's fraying. People look at me funny when I come to work. They're like, dude, can't you do
Jim,
better?
are we not paying you enough?
I know, right. Exactly. And I'm like, it's like my kids, when they were younger, their teddy bears that got all worn out, but they just didn't want to get rid of them. Well, that's my kind of security blanket. But you recently got an opportunity to review, and what's the state? I mean, it's crazy, some of these backpack setup, but what's the state of where we're at with the way we carry around our laptops?
Well, I think backpacks are, especially if you're sort of a business person or, you're connected, you're mobile that way, backpacks are the way to go just because they're the easiest way to carry the most stuff. And like you, I've had a bunch of backpacks and I've really never been happy with any of them. And they either look like you're going to the gym or, they're that kind of creepy leather stuff that makes you look a little too, I'm not sure what, a little too trendy. I don't know. But I've just never been able to find anything that sort of fits everything I want to carry, can keep my technology secure because I do travel with my laptop a lot, and that looks good, that I can take, if I'm just going out camping, or I can take to a meeting if I've got a meeting. So I had a chance to look at this backpack from this company called Targus. There's Targus in the US and Targus in Canada as well. So I tried out their Mobile VIP Backpack, and it's basically made for, commuters, for tech professionals, for people that have to lug all that gear around. So it's got a ton of pockets. It's got a sling for your laptop so that basically if you're to drop your laptop down, or not your laptop, but your backpack, if you set it down hard on the ground, I've done this in a regular backpack, you can hear the crack of the laptop hitting the floor. This one's got a sling, so it's not going to hit even if you drop it hard, which is fantastic. And I tested this out a little bit, didn't go too far, but it works. And then it's got all kinds of other pockets for things like your tablet. It's got huge pockets for accessories and, and then just little things that you carry around like pens and headphones and chapstick and whatever else goes in your bag. So I wasn't expecting to like it when I got it. And I was actually really surprised. It fits everything I needed to take with me. It's very comfortable. It's really well weighted and well balanced. It's not too big. It's not too small. Because I've tried out other tech backpacks that really, you've got room for a laptop and a pen, and that's really it. But this was good. It fit everything I needed to. So I was super happy with it. And if anybody wants more details on it, it's on my blog, which is techgadgetscanada.com.
Yeah, let me, I think I've got that in the chat room as well. We'll have a link to it in the show notes. I'm a carrier. I mean, like, I use a backpack when I'm traveling as a backpack. Like, I want it to fit nicely. I have I want it to clip with a strap here so that it's evenly distributed across my shoulders. I mean, when I land in Washington, D.C., I've got to walk a ways to get to the metro. I got to ride the metro into the office. It's going to stay on my back a good majority of it. When I'm on campuses, oftentimes I'll get 15 or 20,000 steps in a day on campus, just walking around campuses, right? I've got to go from room to room or do presentations, right? I mean, there's a great usability, but when we think about comfort, do you think this is where I think a lot of tech backpacks go wrong? Is they have great compartments and then these really crappy straps. It's like the strap was an afterthought. This any better?
It was a lot better, actually. And I had a chance to compare it to something that was not as good. I bought another sort of, I'll call it like a designer tech backpack, and had been carrying that around for about the last 3 or 4 months. Once the Targus one arrived, I was trying it out, and it's very comfortable. The straps are comfortable. They're wide. The kind of designer fancy one I have has kind of thin, narrow straps that are really just, there's no padding in them. It's just the fabric.
They weren't really designed to wear. It was like, hey, right. We wanted to make it in the backpack category because backpacks have been kind of cool lately.
Yes.
But you're not really going to use it that way. And I really do. I mean, I I almost want it to be more comfortable. The one I have has a pad even for the lower back, where when that sits there, it doesn't, it doesn't rub against you. It's very, very comfortable, and I can wear it for hours and be comfortable with it. So it sounds like there was some thought that went into this to make sure it was comfortable.
Whoever designed this backpack is actually very smart, because it's got those breathable panels in the back, so that if you are lugging it around through 20,000 steps on campus, you're not going to be a sweaty hot mess when you get wherever you're going. And they've just sort of thought of everything with it. There's like side pockets that are expandable where you can keep your phones, your water, that kind of stuff. There's also one of the pockets you can reconfigure. You can put sort of a little shelf across the pocket with Velcro, so that you've got 2 compartments, or you can make it into one big compartment depending on what you're doing. And then it'll unzip so that you can run it through the airline, the x-ray screener, and not have to take it out of the bag. And then it's got one of those little straps that you can hook it over your wheeled luggage to carry it through the airport, and it's not going to slip off. So pretty much everything that I didn't know I wanted in a backpack, this backpack has.
Yeah, and even looking at the design, it's really, it's clean, but it's not too much, because the thing as a woman, walking around with the bag on your shoulder, it's easy to get that thing snatched, which is not good, of course. And then also just something that's not too flashy. I'm definitely like a low key kind of a person, so
yes,
that would be great.
I feel like I could head to a meeting and somebody's not thinking I'm going to the gym afterwards, or I could even head to the gym and people aren't thinking that I necessarily came straight from work. So it fits in.
I like it.
Well, and the style I have, from 12 years ago, it kind of looks like it belonged on like a stormtrooper. It's got that red and black and shiny stuff, and and it was just cool, right? It was curves, and it was, I've got things you can tie onto on the outside, and hooks and all that other stuff. It looks like this design is more kind of self-contained. Everything's kind of on the inside. One of the though I do have some concern, I've actually lost things in my backpack. There's so many pockets, right? And you're like, okay, I've got this converter, this video converter, I need to go VGA, display port to VGA, and I've got that adapter, and you're like, zip and open it up, and zip and open it up, and you're like, oh, what pocket did I put that in? As you were working with this, is there a smart design to the pocket system as well? In other words, no pocket is more, because I literally have some pockets that are 5 zips away. Like, this is like you think about click on a website, this is too many clicks to get there. It's too many zips. Is this better?
Yes, I think it was. I put everything that I carry with me sort of every day into it and carried it around. And I didn't feel like I couldn't find anything. I know exactly what you're talking about, because I have had one of those backpacks where it's like zip, 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 zip. And there's another little zipper pouch inside the 3 zippers, and
like a hidden pocket and a Velcro piece. And then,
and you're like, that'll be perfect for my headphones. I'll always know where they are. No.
Honey, where's my headphones? I don't know. They're 5 zips away. Okay.
The solution there, headphones in every pocket, which is what I usually do.
Yeah, no, just buy 4 pairs and have them, multiple places in your backpack. So it sounds like, though, and I love what you said. It's got the zip. You disconnect for the airport, where you don't have to take the laptop out, put it in a tray, that kind of stuff. I need some. Do you know what the retail was on this? I know it's a little different in Canada, but do you remember what the retail on this was?
I'm not quite sure. I think it's about $100. Okay.
Let's just look it up. Because I might buy it tonight if that's the.
I think you'd be really happy with it, actually.
Shauna, what's your MO for getting your gear around? What do you? It seemed to me, I think you're a little bit of a minimalist, aren't you? You go with just the minimal.
Yes. So I don't carry a purse around anymore. I've got a laptop at home and a laptop at the office, and I kind of just leave them wherever. I have one at each place, so I don't have to carry them around. And I do a lot of my work from my phone, as you know, Jim, from being in meetings with me.
I know. Yeah, we're dangerous together, because it's like we'll just pull phones out, and then like 25 minutes later, we haven't looked at each other, but we're still on the phones working stuff out.
Well, yeah, we're like, hey, let's make a connection. It's like stuff's happening in person, but on the phone. Yeah, so otherwise, I've got this Kenneth Cole bag I bought a long time ago. it's green. It's kind of crappy, and I have to buy a new one like every 2 years because it's like this fake leather thing. But I like it. But I lose stuff in it all the time.
Too big?
Too big. Too many pockets.
Yeah.
Pockets
seem like a good idea, and they never are.
Remember the Scotty vests? Erin, did you ever do any review Scotty vest type, where I
haven't reviewed them, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I would lose myself.
Is it like
in
all the
thing.
pockets?
Yeah, it's all the tech pockets. There's like 19 pockets in this vest or jacket, or I'm like,
photographers love them, and I have no idea how they find anything.
You can feel it. You're like, okay, it's right here, but how do I get to it? Like, I don't.
Zip,
you
zip.
unzip it down.
Inside zipper.
And then there's like a secret zipper on the zipper to, so the mobile, it looks like on Amazon here in the United States anyways, $90. And you can, there's
$100 Canadian. So
sorry, it's always
right
more
around there.
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of America. I apologize that it's always more expensive in Canada, but 78, I can see it as low as 78. That's actually pretty reasonable. I think I spent $75 on the laptop that I have now, or on the backpack that I have now. So Brian had said in the chat, he had said he loves his Targus. Is that how you pronounce that? Targus. Yes. Yeah, his Targus City gear. He can carry a laptop, a Surface, an iPad, a 15-inch LCD monitor, plus a huge amount of cables, dongles, and etc. Yeah.
Brian, what are you doing carrying a monitor around in your backpack?
It's a duffel bag, apparently. And,
you should rent a car.
They do. Targus does have a roller version of it as well, a 15-inch roller version. So if you wanted to get the handle, like for the airport or for travel, and they have a briefcase version of it. So pretty cool. I think
they've actually got some pretty smart gear. I'm fairly new to getting familiar with the brand, but I've been really impressed with what I've tried out from them so far.
Yeah. Rennie says in chat, sounds like his wife's bag, a veritable black hole. So it's well, that's an issue, with all these little small. So during while the power was out, so I'm finding all our battery gear that I have, and then I'm starting to find, okay, well, I got to take the chargers with me for all this stuff. And Shauna, you use a Mophie case for your iPhone, or you did before you switched, and I'm a Mophie guy too. Well, Mophie has its own charger for it, although you can use a mini USB mini for it, but it has its own desktop charger. So you start rolling all these things up and taking it with you, and you realize, like, you end up like Brian. You've got like 50 cables in your bag, and then you're going through. Hey, just a second. I've done this recently where I've unzipped the bag, and then I just in mass start pulling cables out and dropping them. Okay, and then I'm going to go through on the table. So there's got to be a better. I mean, Erin, with all the stuff that you review, we kind of thought we were going to do the micro USB, but then Apple's got its own thing, and we're talking USB-C. Do you run into that where you just don't have the right cable all the time? And we got to get standard, right? Can we get there?
Yes, I would love that. And as someone who, we talked about this on the last podcast last month when I was on, but I recently switched from Apple to the Samsung Galaxy S8. So I had everything in the Apple ecosystem, and really one cable for my iPad, iPhone, different one for the laptop, and I had cables everywhere in every room. And now I'm like, oh my God, I have one cable for my phone. Where is it? And it's never where you need it. So I've been fortunate in that I've been able to try out some new test samples of different cables from some other companies. I'm just looking over here. There's a giant pile in the corner of my room of some stuff. Ventev is one of those companies that sent me some new gear for my Samsung. And they're doing a lot of the USB-C stuff. But it would be really nice if everybody could get on to one standard. But I mean, do we remember beta versus VHS? Like, people will just not agree.
Yeah, well, it's a problem, and I got a bunch of them, and then everything comes with a cable, and so you jam that somewhere, and it's just a mess. Well, it's interesting to think through the bag that we use to carry all the stuff that we have, and every time I try to be a minimalist, I go somewhere where I needed something, and then I'm like, oh. So I come home and I buy 4 adapters to make sure I'm never without those again. And then they sit there for 2 or 3 years, never use them. technology changes. I'm like, you know what? This was $35 and I never used it, and now I'm tossing it because the technology's changed. So I don't know. Maybe that's the rule of just in time, where you buy it as you need it, and even though you're going to pay more at an airport or you're going to pay more at the gas station, maybe that's the right way. You know, I always try to be prepared, but maybe the right way is just in time. I don't know.
Well, no, a lot of power banks too, Jim, are being made with just a USB plug, so that, I mean, you can plug in your Apple cord, you can plug in your micro USB, you can plug in your mini, whatever you've got can just go into, you know, get charged up. I know some of those are changing as well, but you know, it's almost like an interim solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, the Targus bag is going to be mine. So I think later on tonight, after we're done, I think that's because seriously, I'm getting looks. You know, it's like, and I'm carrying it around a lot more. I've been more mobile at work, which is interesting. So we just built a brand new tech floor. Shauna, next time you're at Gallup, you need to see our new tech floor, and it's literally every desk is a standing desk. Every desk has a place for just a laptop and a monitor that's mounted. So you just walk up to it. There are assigned desks, but there are a ton of just open small rooms, and every room is connected with every kind of thing you can imagine to get, you know, connected into it. Big screens everywhere. I mean, it is amazing. Not enough power. What I am finding, not enough power plugs, but we even have 2 like restaurant style areas where they're booths instead of, I mean, that's kind of become what we're finding is people are going and they like the coffee shop feel.
Mm-hmm.
So we've brought the coffee shop into the enterprise. And I come in the morning, I grab a cup of coffee and I'll just keep my backpack on and I'll head up to the 3rd floor or whatever. And so at work, I'm more mobile, which is interesting. Like, you know, being mobile in the space that you have an office.